What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome to a new video. I'm on my daily walk, being surrounded by these amazing trees. Take a look at this. This is the type of stuff that makes me happy. I've said it in multiple of my videos that when you start taking better care of your health, ladies and gentlemen, you start to look at trees differently. Your entire world changes. So I believe that this is due to the repositioning, subtle repositioning of the assemblage point. I've explained the assemblage point in previous videos. I don't really want to get into it in this video too deeply, but it's an intimate part of our energy field. It's talked about heavily in Carlos Castaneda's books. A great book to pick up if you're interested in learning more about the assemblage point is The Art of Dreaming. But this part of our energy field, the assemblage point, it can move based on traumas or experiences, what you go through, what you think about, what you're exposed to. And it can move from location to location. And it can also, once it finds a particular location, based on your actions and what you're going through, if that energy they got your assemblage point to move into that particular position or if there's a continuity of similar energies, your assemblage point can get locked into that particular position. And that's what's happening right now here in the matrix. We have had our assemblage points radically repositioned into a very unnatural and non-salubrious location. Now I say non-salubrious, non-beneficial, because I find the current human condition, the current assemblage point position, very detrimental to our spiritual growth. It is, however, very beneficial to mundanely oriented individuals, because the assemblage point's current position, if you're happy with it, if you don't question it, it keeps you in a very specific position where it makes navigating through this fake world relatively easy. I hope that makes sense. So here's the thing. When Kundalini moves through your system, when you start waking up, when you start questioning the narrative, the mainstream status quo, you name it, you have the potential to have your assemblage points location moved. And when you move your assemblage point, your reality changes drastically. Now, based on where your assemblage point is located, that dictates where your consciousness is, how much of the electromagnetic spectrum you can interact with and perceive. So if you move or have your assemblage point moved, ladies and gentlemen, it can be very difficult to integrate what you experience when it does move. It can be very difficult to integrate that moving of the assemblage point and what you see and experience. It can be difficult to integrate that in the mainstream reality, I like to call it, where everybody's assemblage point is relatively in a very similar position. Hope that makes sense. It's kind of a complicated thing to explain, but I think it's one of the most important things to understand. Now, the assemblage point, ladies and gentlemen, dictates how much of a overall panorama of reality we can see and experience. And what I mean by that is there's an infinite ocean of energy around us, but based on the repositioning of our energy field, we only see hard objects. We see trees, we see fences, we see the concrete, you see my hand, but you no longer can see the energy around them. And that really is the most beautiful aspect to this reality, ladies and gentlemen, because energy works from the subtle layers down to the mundane. And when you can actually glimpse or see the subtle energy that encapsulates physical objects, it is absolutely incredible. It is absolutely incredible. It is so beautiful that it can make you weep. Especially after a lifetime of just perceiving physical hard objects. You see, everything is energy. Everything is moving. In my opinion, things being solid is just an illusion, because everything is energy moving at different frequencies, everything is excuse me, my tongue is tied today. Everything is energy moving, ladies and gentlemen. This seems solid, but it's actually moving. Something that's very hard for people to grasp. So, witnessing or being able to see, for instance, the energy fields, the aura of a tree is so beautiful to your conditioned mind that not only can it make you weep, but it can actually drive you insane. Yes, I said it. Seeing reality for what it actually is after a lifetime of having your mind, your body, your senses, etc. conditioned can drive you insane. Because suddenly your mind, your subconscious, begins to realize that, wow, I've been lied to. There's more to this life than I've been told. And when that happens, ladies and gentlemen, it can really throw you out of alignment. Because to a large extent, your security that you have while you live here in this crazy world is defined by your definitions of the world that you live in, of the definitions of yourself. And when you have your entire world rocked and you realize that there's an entire world around you that you were conditioned to not see or interact with, well, all of those prior definitions, by default, they get erased. And suddenly you have to redefine your reality. Redefining your reality is incredibly detrimental to the programmed mind.